5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Silk says, "Hey Toast, I got to keep it real with you, right, my dog?" He says, "Of course. What's on your mind?" "I was just thinking how much smarter you were when Balls would throw for 500 and 6 TDs a game."
Yeah, welcome to the Scafacci-verse.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Scafacci-verse.
Hell yeah.
I am Anthony Scafacci.
I'm Alan Gigax.
Yeah, we're your hosts, and we're going to bring it to you real good. We got a tip right now for you.
We do. Let's get to this so that we get to our guest.
Yeah, we got a guest
It's sponsored
today,
by Jelly Snot Knockin' Barbecue, which of course we love. Oh, it's so good, dude.
That is so good.
And the pregame victory dessert, I've started doing that in other aspects of my life.
Really?
You take it for granted that you're going to win.
Is that like when you pop one off before you fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's worked out way. I get way more that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Pop way more off. Yeah. All right. So today's tip is backslash, like on the computer, the key backslash. The tip is we haven't used the backslash since like the early days of DOS back in like the 90s when you had to do like C:\\\. Since then, nobody uses the backslash. We use just the regular slash. And every time you say backslash, you sound like a fucking idiot. It's just slash. Like www. Like Scafacci-verse slash.
I don't think I've ever said backslash.
No, not you personally.
Yeah.
You, the listener.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or surely our listeners don't say backslash either. But I hear older people still say backslash, like when they're given a web address or something.
And do you hit those people?
If they were available, I would, and I would tell them. But instead, I have to hit them with the knowledge right here on the Scafacci-verse podcast.
All right.
So let's get to the guest.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a guest from our page. His name is Justin. He's a streamer. He streams on our storyline page mainly. Also shares on the regular page. But we're gonna bring him in right now. His name is Justin. Honestly, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. It's like Deisering, I think. But we're gonna bring him in. He's gonna talk to us. He's gonna tell us a little bit about himself, and we're gonna figure out what he's got going on. Hey, Justin, are you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Oh, hell yeah, I hear you, man. So I don't know. We got the Zoom set up, dude, in our jank ass studio. I don't know if you could see us right now. Al, you gotta dude, they could see the roof.
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you.
All right. He's got the big Philadelphia Eagles icon, and dude. So how you doing, man? What's going on?
Just enjoying a beautiful day out in New York. Finally, not like 90 degrees out.
What part of New York are you in?
Rochester. So I'm like an hour away from Buffalo.
Oh, well,
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, 90 degrees. That sounds awesome. Like, it doesn't even get 90 degrees at 3 o'clock in the morning here in Las Vegas.
Rochester, isn't that where your wife's from?
No, she's from Buffalo.
Oh, she's from Buffalo.
Yeah.
No.
And
Oh.
in Buffalo, they think the people in Rochester are a bunch of punks.
Do they ever do West Side Story, like?
Yeah, they
gang wars?
meet on the Erie Canal, and
yeah.
it's on.
Yeah.
So, Anthony, tell us why we have Justin as our guest.
Well, Justin has been following the show for a long time. He's been on our storyline page for a long time. And he's been like, hey, man, I want to come on the show. And I keep telling him, like, dude, we're going to get you on. We're going to get you on. But the timing has been tough to work out.
Yeah.
And so he's actually at work right now. Don't tell his boss, but I think he's on his lunch break.
Okay.
And so,
I am on my lunch break.
Yeah, he's on his lunch break.
Let's stick to that story.
And so we're like, dude, it's go time, man. It's going to be now
Right.
or never. And so he agreed, and we kind of worked it out. And so here he is. And, I've been following his stuff. I follow him on YouTube.
Okay.
And obviously, I follow him on our storyline page because, he puts together, these streaming games for his different dynasties.
Okay.
And so he started out with, I think it was Utah State Dynasty. Was that the first one that you did on 25?
Yeah, it was the first and I think only one.
Okay. I didn't know if you had one maybe prior to that, and then wasn't sure, about the team and then kind of went with Utah State.
If you're going to pick one, Utah State's the way to go, man. They're a lot of fun.
So Alan, his big Ross story that if you guys listen to the podcast, the Coach Ross series, Utah State was the proxy
Right, for Utah
A&M.
A&M.
For Utah A&M. So you're pretty familiar,
I
you
am.
know, with the team and everything like that.
How's your team doing with like honor code violations? I know things are kind of strict in Utah.
So for the purpose of YouTube, I try to keep it PG because
that's fair.
My nephew watches and whatnot, but in my head, it was very much
debauchery.
like, yeah, just I guess I want to say Blue Mountain State type. Like,
yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's
that's
you know,
good.
look, anytime we talk about like certain schools, like the religious type schools, like Utah, BYU,
Notre
things like that,
Dame,
Notre
yeah.
Dame. You know, we always want to go kind of like against the grain, and that things are the most out of control at those schools, and you know, because it just makes it more fun if you know the schools that everybody thinks is so stuffy. That's where the real partying happens.
So Justin, tell us about your dynasty. Tell us about like where your story is going, things like that.
For 26 or 25?
Anthony, what do you want to go?
Let's start
with
the
25. Yeah, like what that dynasty was about, what kind of content there was, things like that.
So it's got to go back a little bit. So I did probably the first video series on my channel was NCAA 14
Nice.
on my PlayStation 3, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, and how long did you do that for? How many like episodes were you doing?
It's definitely like 60 or 70.
Wow,
That's
but
awesome.
It was a team builder based off of the school, like the college that I grew up in,
which was
Hobart.
Where?
Hobart. So it's in Geneva. Have you watched Happy Gilmore?
Yeah,
of course.
So the actor who plays Shooter McGavin went to that school,
Nice.
and then for the NFL, for the NFL heads, Ali Marpet went to that school as well to play football.
All right. And for the people who worked in the fast food industry like me, I presume that's where they invented those big mixing machines and stuff that I had to use at Little Caesars.
Yeah, probably.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
So okay,
the whole art, man. Anyway.
So go on.
So I did that, and I basically coached like as my grandpa and whatnot, and I think the third string quarterback there, it was like a 3-star from Rochester, and back then you couldn't. That was like the closest area to my hometown. So I was like, all right, let's have him kind of be the head coach at Utah, because I was thinking about like the 5-star quarterback that played there, won national championships. It's like, yeah, but he's like too flashy.
Right. Sure.
He would get like maybe the Dion treatment of like, oh, he gets a bigger offer. The third string guy who worked his way up through the ranks kind of gets this power like G5 kind of, so he gets the job kind of like an offensive guru. I don't want to say like McVay, but very much like, all right, well, let's see what I got with the players that I have and just kind of innovate there. And I think that was like almost 100 episodes.
Wow.
Damn.
So how long does it take you to knock out, like produce one episode?
So I usually record roughly when my daughter's going to take a nap, and that just depends on how long she stays asleep. When I first started, she was a baby, so it didn't go as well. So sometimes maybe like 2 or 3 days, because I would knock a game out, and then I would have to wait until like later on that night or like the next night to edit, and then maybe upload it. Yeah, it would probably be like 2 or 3 days. There were some days where it'd be like a week, maybe week and a half, because it's like the sick kid. It's like, all right, all hands on deck. And
okay, so hold on. So you play the game, and then your daughter goes to sleep, at night. Your wife is there. You're like, hey, hun, time to go edit. And what does she think of this? Like, it's clearly like just straight hobby at that point.
Right.
What is she thinking? Is she like, yeah, go ahead and go edit for 2 hours? Or, how's that conversation even go?
So I wish I edit for 2 hours. I just literally do like Microsoft clip art or something.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 or 5 clips, boom.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
On my old laptop, it took forever because my old like Microsoft Surface just couldn't handle it. it would crash all the time. But with her computer, it takes like 15 minutes.
Okay, so just
Oh,
long enough
nice.
to poop. That's what I would tell my wife.
Yeah, there you go.
Is
Yeah,
that, hey,
let's
I
go
gotta
go poop.
I'm gonna go take a dump, and I'd pick up the laptop and,
And
run
then
in there.
She'll be like, "You're masturbating in there."
Yeah,
And
no.
like, no, I am, because that's less embarrassing than what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've also just not done some chores. Like she'll put the kid to sleep, and like I'll forget bottles or like clean up the
Sure.
living room
Because
to go
priorities,
editing.
right? Yeah.
And then she'll catch me. She'll be like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, you caught
I'm
me.
masturbating.
Yeah, I'm jerking off.
I promise, babe.
You're jerking off in the kitchen? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Good time.
Okay, so you that's kind of where you get started,
Yeah.
and you do. It sounds like you did well over 100 episodes, and
Yeah.
now 25 comes out. You got to be like kid in a candy store because the game is so much better in terms of like the look and the visuals and all that go with it.
And it has infrastructure built into the game that accommodates recording and doing what you're trying to do.
I don't know. Does
Yeah.
it? Does it, Justin? Does it really help you, or is it still? Are you still having to do it all the time?
You don't like plug your VCR into it anymore.
I just hold my
No.
phone up.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, definitely with a newer computer, it helps. It was mostly the computer last time. Just like
Okay.
it was my old college laptop, and it would lag so bad. So I would definitely say with the computer, it's definitely an upgrade in terms of just help recording and making it look faster instead of looking like it was recorded on like an Android phone or something.
Hey,
I know when I would watch your series, I always noticed something that is pretty standard with your teams is that you always had like this blazing fast quarterback, and
Yes.
so like high like mid 90s speed, and that guy was always like a monster. And
Yeah.
so is that just like the style you like to play, where you're like, give me that fast quarterback and run the like the spread option, or what?
Yeah, so it's got to go back to Madden 06. I played that religiously. So growing up as an Eagles fan, I would play so much with
Donovan
Donovan
McNabb, yeah.
Donovan McNabb. I would fantasy draft and do Michael Vick,
Right. Yeah,
So-
Michael Vick, too, played for the Eagles. Right.
and then I'm trying to think of like I don't know. I just love speed. It's like growing up.
it does kill. So
Yeah.
Yeah, watching like Chip Kelly and the just the Oregon Ducks. Even though I'm not a Ducks fan, like I've always prioritized speed, kind of over arm. It's like, well, he may not have the best arm, even though the Utah State guy did.
yeah, that
At,
guy
like,
he was like John Elway basically. So
Like 96 throw power, but yeah, he just was so fast, and I definitely missed him after.
yeah,
It was not the same.
That's one of the cool things about college football, the game, and in real life, too, is there's that turnover where
Sure.
you're not going to have a John Elway and have him for 16 years like the Denver Broncos did or whatever. You get that guy, you get 2-3 years out of him. That's it, man.
Well, now on 26, you get like 4 games out of them.
Right, and then they hit the transfer portal.
Yeah, then they hit the transfer portal, or they just die right there on the field.
Right,
and
right,
yeah, you're
yeah.
like wear and tear. He's career down to 0, and now he's like he's got no knees, and then he's like, oh, and then the worst nowadays is the playing time situation, or like the deal breakers. It's messed up, right? So you could have like your starting quarterback leave for playing time, even though he plays
yeah, because
every
like you have
snap.
too many other quarterbacks on the roster.
Yeah, who
or
the hell
something
knows?
Like that.
It's
yeah.
like, what the fuck's going on, man?
Right.
So now you played through 25. How did you feel overall about 25? Did you like it? Did you what was like what kind of grade did you give it?
So at first, I would say like 8 out of 10, but it was more of because I didn't play NCAA 14 for like almost a half a year because my PlayStation like shit the bed.
Okay.
But I think slowly on and on, I would give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. Like it was great. It had some flaws, but it's like the game's back. It has a great foundation for the series. I'm just glad it's back. I'm not going to nitpick it. I'm just glad we're getting new games, and I'll just move forward.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way I felt. Like I knew going into it, it wasn't going to be perfect. Like nothing ever is. It's a video game. There's going to be flaws. There's going to be little oversights, and there's going to be bugs and things that we don't generally like about it. But overall, it's college football. It's back, and it looks great, and it plays fine. Like it like the game controls and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's smooth. You don't feel like you're playing, PlayStation 3 anymore. You feel like this is, the modern era. And then now 26 came out, and I think personally it's a huge improvement over 25, even though it still has its bugs and its issues, but those will get ironed out. We're still, not even 2 months out of release.
Yeah, so what's your impression of 26 so far?
I mean, I haven't played it as much as 25 so far, but I like how it's not as fast, but it's smoother. Like I can actually do jukes, cuts, all that. Like it just is smoother that way. I do enjoy that so far.
Right.
I enjoy the transfer portal. That was my biggest gripe that I would always say on my channel, because in the Utah State dynasty, the Clemson quarterbacks, they would get like the number 1 and number 2 prospects in the country, and they would just sit there. It's like, come on.
Yeah, so let's talk about your channel. That you talk about this on your channel. What kind of content do people get on your channel? Like, creative content, things that are not just clips of the video game. What is there?
So I kind of do different sports games. So if anyone wants to, I've done MLB The Show. I'm trying to do Madden. I don't know how long that's going to do because I'm just not a big fan of Madden. But I do have a dynasty on College Football 26 running. It's a team builder. I made it myself. The jerseys aren't the best.
Okay. What's the team?
So it is Bearer Shore, the Dune Riders. It's based out
That's a good name.
Yeah, well, I can't take credit. It was Copilot, Microsoft Copilot for that.
Nice.
So it's based in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. That's the Outer Banks. I thought it was very nice because I vacationed there like 4 or 5 times. It's roughly where I got married as well to my wife. So it's like, okay. Plus, it's the Outer Banks. Like, there's beaches and football. Like, it's a good combination.
Series,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've never
there you
watched
go.
it, but
Yeah. So it had young people on it, wearing bikinis.
30-year-olds.
Oh, that's relevant to my interest. Yeah.
Whatever. So with this new dynasty in 26, do you like give it some storyline, or is it just like commentary over the game, like you're kind of doing a play-by-play? What if somebody tunes into your channel to watch your next video, what can they expect?
So it is play-by-play. I can't do commentary. Or post-commentary. It's just like, I've done so many of these videos that I just record and I honestly forget what I did. It could be like the next day and I'm just like, wait, oh my God, when did I did that? What? But so it is kind of story-based. I went maybe a little bit too deep on the Bearer Shore lore just as a university.
That's fine.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh, but give us a little taste of that right now. A little taste of the lore.
So I helped. Well, Copilot helped me. But basically, it was like, oh, I did like the president, athletic director, some of the coaches, and the coach is Wesley Granger. He's like an older, defensive-minded guy from Pennsylvania. Kind of went through up the rankings, kind of like JUCO, Division II, Division III. They hired him because obviously it's kind of a newer football program. So it's like, we got to hire someone, and Wesley's kind of just there.
Bill
He's
Belichick's taken,
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
Bill
right.
Belichick.
Yeah, exactly.
in North Carolina anyway, so.
Basically, yeah. But we do have a rivalry with like Charlotte and Appalachian State. Kind of made trophies for it. I forget the names off the top of my head, but I know we just beat Charlotte this year.
Take that, Charlotte. Right in your pooper.
And then the first game we beat Appalachian State for the first time as well. But I've tried to just let the season go on organically and then kind of do storylines.
That's fine. So you kind of like, after the story plays out a little bit.
Yeah, you let the actual play steer the story.
Yeah, which is kind of like what we've
that's
done
what we
in the
do
past.
too. Absolutely.
If you win or lose, then you kind of craft the story around
right.
it.
Like,
it's just easier that way. So
I don't want to completely spoil it, but right now we're undefeated, and they're kind of creeping up towards like the last team that was really good in school history.
Oh boy.
I'm trying to like write out the lore for like, oh, the quarterback the running back, the wide receiver, the old coach, like how that
Nice.
whole season went down.
Dude,
So
look, man, that's fun. Look, me personally, I don't shit on anybody's creativity. If they're doing something that makes it
Yeah.
more fun for me to watch,
Right.
or consume their content, and there's a little bit of a story I can follow along. It doesn't need to be
Right. It's value added.
It doesn't need to be Gone with the Wind. It just needs to be a cohesive story.
So
that I
again,
can
to
kind
get
of
into
follow.
this lore, you're creating lore. You said like for this quarterback, for this, these old players. Share with us some of that backstory that you've created. What makes this interesting to you?
so again, Copilot made up the names because sometimes I just
Yeah,
get writer's block.
The names are secondary. Like, what do they do?
No. So I'm trying to think of like what they do now. Like, okay, hold on, I got
Used car salesperson. Oh,
Okay.
What did he say he was doing?
I think he said he had to go take a shit.
Oh, yeah, he's in there masturbating.
He's like-
Yeah, we know.
It's like, hold on, guys, I've got a shit. And so we'll let him. Hey, look,
Yeah,
sometimes
right.
you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah,
All
that
right?
is true.
So I'm listening to his story, like I said, and if you crack onto his YouTube channel, and I invite everybody. Look, support the people that create content on our page.
Right, exactly.
Get in there. Give them a like, give them a comment, follow their page. Most people, their content is garbage. His is not. He actually puts a little bit of work into it. It looks good.
Right.
He sounds good talking or speaking, I
Right,
should
right.
say.
Sure.
And and it's fun, man. He doesn't just use like the big power schools. He's using small schools and he brings them up. And so there's a story there too, that just kind of organically comes about because he used, like, for example, like Utah State. Well, they were pretty bad when he started using them.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
And then he's got to bring them up, and then eventually he gets it going, which is kind of typical. You get it rolling, and then from there, the fun part starts when you start really winning a lot.
Yeah, of course.
And
It sounds like he's back.
Yeah, his poop's over. So good job. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, I had to clock back in. My bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dude.
Well-
All right, so yeah, if we got to cut this, so you can
Yeah.
get back to work. We don't want you to get a write up or anything.
Yeah, get fired
Yeah.
all over this.
Nah.
But
It was only a few minutes, but
okay.
Okay.
Well, look, man. So tell the audience where they can find you, how to find you on YouTube or anywhere else that you post or that you put your content, and so that we can get them on your page and following you.
Right.
sorry, you guys cut out there for a minute.
Okay. So yeah, tell our listeners where to find you, where they can find your content.
Yeah, Justin Des with 3 Z's, YT on YouTube. I think TikTok, I don't post that much, and YouTube as well.
All right.
Okay, and he's on our storyline page. He also posts on the headquarters.
There you go.
And those links go directly to his YouTube.
Right
So
on.
you can just click from there, and then you can go to YouTube.
Right. And make sure you click like,
Yeah.
and maybe drop a comment. Every little bit helps.
Dude, yeah.
Content creators, they thrive on that
Yeah,
stuff.
dude, a like is like feeding them, man. You give them a little bit of love.
it's-
And what's up, man?
It is, yeah. No, like definitely does. I'm a hungry guy. I need more.
Yeah.
more likes, more
There you go.
Yeah, look, he's got a retirement to start saving up.
Yeah,
for.
right. He's got a kid he's going to have to put through college. Who
Yeah.
knows how much it'll cost by then?
Yeah, so
Yeah. Well, let's let him get back to work.
Yeah, we'll let you get back to work, man. We appreciate you coming on the show. We appreciate talking to you. We'll definitely have you back on again when we have a day off or something, and you
Yeah, there
got
you
more
go.
time. You're not at work, but
Yeah.
we want to thank you for coming on and having fun with us. And we'll let you get out of here, and then we'll finish up our sponsors, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Definitely want to come back. Hopefully you guys let me come back on for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll definitely have you back on. Okay. All right, Justin. We're
Yeah.
gonna let you get out of here. All right, man.
All right. So, interview over. We are back in our quiet studio
Yeah.
with ready to talk about our sponsors and to bring this
Yeah,
to a close.
he was fun, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was kind of a little bit rushed in the sense that he was on his lunch break, so we
Right.
knew that time was going to be an issue. But I feel like we got it in, man.
Yeah,
yeah. And
we hit the beats.
Yeah, and well, exactly. We'll bring him back when we have a little bit more time, and maybe we can get in a little bit more what he's doing on 26.
Right.
Because by then, it will have gone quite a while, and so I think he'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I wanted to get more into the Mormon honor code violations.
Yeah, but he's a PG.
Yeah,
channel,
then he
man.
starts talking about his daughter and like, can't do it.
that.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
All right.
I'm capable of showing restraint sometimes,
Dude,
at least a little.
I don't know,
But
man.
there was still a lot of masturbation talk. I can't believe he kept bringing that up.
Dude. We can't. We won't talk. We'll keep it pretty PG on this episode, but
Yeah.
we have to tell the story of when we used to go to the piano bar
Okay.
and how you would throw salt in my game. We have to get to that.
Yeah, we will tell that
on
story
a
at some
very
point.
soon
Yeah.
episode.
Plus, it's very complimentary to you.
Oh my god! All right, so we're gonna get
All right.
to our sponsors.
Yeah.
Who do we got today, man?
Today's sponsor, we haven't heard from him in a while. It's Bukkake's Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast.
Dude, that place is so good.
It is good.
Yeah.
This week's sponsor is Bukkake's Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast, featuring traditional Japanese foods like tamagoyaki. Oh, this is why we haven't heard from them in a while, because all their shit's hard to pronounce. Tamagoyaki, onigiri, gohan, yakizakana, and more. I bet you I got all of those exactly right.
Yeah.
And everything comes with a generous helping of our signature gravy, guaranteed to get all over your face. Bukkake's Japanese Biscuits and Breakfast is so good, we know you'll come again and again.
All right, man. That was a good episode.
Yeah,
That was
we did
solid.
it.
Yeah, jam packed with action and fun. Yeah.
I like the interview ones. As people get to hear somebody besides just us.
Yeah, well, and I like it because the headquarters gets to get a more formal introduction to some of these people.
Sure.
And get to
Yeah,
know
get
them
to know them a little bit. Yeah, that's true.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. So, all right, man. So, for Anthony Scafacci,
I'm Alan Gigax.
this is a balls deep production of the Scafacciverse podcast. We are out.